So the semester starts with departmental accounts. And from there you move to manufacturing accounts. From manufacturing, you do partnership, right? And just this week, for all the classes, company accounts has been done. So a lot has been done. But starting afresh in terms of this tutorial, we are going to start with departmental accounts. So let's revise a little bit on departmental accounts. Now, this departmental account is not really something of major concern in terms of maybe exams and stuff, but it is to teach you certain things that you'll be doing in the other um, accounts that you have gone through. It is to teach you something you do in manufacturing, something you do in partnership, and something you do in company. So I always start by saying that, a company may have more than one department. So let's say it has department X, department Y, and department Z. Now, if I give you the financial report of department XYZ, I hope you can see my screen, please. Can you see my screen? All right. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. All right. So if you have, let's say, the sales, and you've been given the total of the sale of, let's say, 1 million Ghana cedis with the 3 zeros at the top. Fine. Then I ask you a question. What is X's amount out of the 1 million? What will be your answer? What is X's amount inside the 1 million? We want to know the total for all the three departments is 1 million. But what is X's amount? Department X, what is their amount inside that 1 million? Who can help us? Is it possible to know? Cindy, Ijari, Daniel. Is it possible to know? Yes, Abel.
No, please. As at now, we can't find the amount of X that is in the 1 million Ghana cedis until maybe we know the ratio in which they are to share that 1 million.
All right. So what if now I give you the ratio, and the ratio is 2:1:1. Why is this thing not writing? Is there a problem? Now. So now, Abel and class, I've given you the ratio of how much X and Y is supposed to have. So what can you tell me?
All right. So now we can say
Mm-hmm.
X value in the 1 million will be 500,000.
X is 500,000.
Yes, please.
Y and Z, yes, another person. Y and Z will be what?
250,000 each.
250,000 each. All right. So this is it. Is there anybody who has struggled with how we found the 500,000, 250, and 250. Is there anybody who doesn't understand how they got the 500, 250, and 250? Is there anybody? No, the good thing is that here we don't see anybody's face. So if you have a question, feel free and go ahead and ask. Anybody who doesn't understand why or how they had a 500, 250, and 250. Just in case you are feeling shy of it, the ratio here, this plus, you add the ratio 2:1:1 so that is 4. So if I want to know x's own, I'll do 2/4 multiplied by the 1 million, and I'll get it. If I want y's own, it's 1/4 by the 1 million. The same thing for the z. So that's how you arrive at that. So that is what departmental account first teaches you. It teaches you how to share a total. All right. So how to share a total. Then if I build this thing up and say that less cost of sales, and I say the cost of sale for this guy is like, say, I give you the total first. So let's say the total of the here is 800,000. And I give you the ratio to be 3:2:1. Can you now get me the figures for XYZ? We know that the profit will be, what will be the gross profit? The total gross profit. What's the total gross profit?
200,000.
200,000. All right. So now can you share I want different people to be answering this thing, to do the sharing. Adam, yes. Adam, do the sharing for us. Do some of them. Adam, I'm listening.
Okay, so please can you hear me?
Come again?
Please can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And please the question again.
We want the figures for the cost of sales for X, Y, and Z.
Yes, for cost of sales. Okay. So please they said the ratio is 3:2:1. So it will be 3/6 times 800,000 for department A. 2/6
So
over.
what will you get for department X? It's not A, X.
He wants the figure.
Yes.
Okay. Please, I'm coming.
Adam wasn't ready for the class.
This is a.
You weren't ready, right?
Oh, please.
All right. Fancy, your hand is up.
Department Y
Mm-hmm.
is 266,666.67.
So let's round it up and make it like this. Is that okay? We round it
All
up.
right.
Yes, the other figures.
Say,
Mhm.
say, say.
I'm listening.
Please, for department X is 400,000.
You've now found your
And
calculator, right?
department Z,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
please, I'm not that. I'm not in my.
133,333.
All right. So what is the profits for the three? At the end of the day, when you add everything, you should be able to get this one. So what's the profit or loss? Go ahead. Go ahead.
For the Department Z,
Mm-hmm.
116,667.
Yes.
Department X is 100,000.
X is 100,000. Yes. The last one. Ima, go ahead.
Department
Okay.
Department Y recorded a loss of 16,667.
A loss.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. So that is that. The last one I want to add so that we do our decision-making analysis. Let's say the total expense is 100,000, or let's say, let me reduce it to say 150,000. All right. Then we give you the ratio of the expenses to also be let's say 4:2:1. All right. Can you get me the expenses? And round the figures to the nearest whole number. Okay. So get me the figures.
For Department X is 85,714.
Department X is what? 85,000.
714.
714.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Department Y,
get the net profit for that one. Department Y.
42,857.
All right. These are all expenses we are subtracting.
Department Z,
Mm-hmm.
21,428.
29.
29, okay, so I round it 29.
All right. So when you add everything up, you should be able to get this figure. So let's find the net profit for all of them.
Net profit for Department X, 14,286.
Okay. Yes. Next.
Department Z,
Mm-hmm.
95,238.
Department Y, a loss of 59,524.
All right. So this is it. So the first thing we learn in departmental accounting is that we've been able to learn how to apportion figures. Now, in departmental accounting, the essence here is to make decisions. So decision making. Decision making. Now, before we make any decision, what do you see? What is your observation about the departments? If we ask you to analyze, and that is the second thing departmental accounting shows you. So at the latter end of the semester, you'll be learning how to analyze financial statement. This is a financial statement. So, and a financial statement, this is an income statement. Income statement shows the performance of an entity. It shows the performance, how they are performing. Are they making profit? Are they making losses? So, if you are to assess the performance of these three departments, what would you say? What would you say? Yes, what would you say? Random names. Nora, what would you say? Nora Kwam.
Hello.
Yes, I'm listening.
Please, I would say Department Z
There's
made
no
a profit.
Department B here. Oh.
Z. Z.
Z, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, continue.
Made a profit.
Yeah, we know they made a profit. But so what does that, in comparing it to others, you don't do analysis without comparison. So always compare it to something, all right? Or, I mean, give something, we all can see they made a profit. And we all can see Y made a loss. We all can see X2 made a profit. But what can you say about it?
They made a profit more than Department X.
Exactly. So you have to compare, okay? So that's how you make analysis. You are always comparing something to something. All right. Yes. Anyone else? What can you also see apart from the fact that XZ made the highest profit? Yes. What can you also see?
All right. Even though the company made a profit of 50,000, it was realized that both Department X and Z made enough profit than the Department Y. So we won't be able to even see the loss in the company.
Okay. In the entire company, right?
Yes, please.
All right. Yes. Who else? Who else? People want me to mention random names. So, Ella. Ella, what do you see? What's your observation?
My observation is that Department Z made the most profits, so it's doing very well in terms of profitability, followed by Department X, and Department Y is the least performing department, pardon me, because it made a loss.
All right. Richmond, what can you also say? Is there anything you can say?
Yes, please. I
Okay.
also say Department X made more profit than Department Y. Yeah.
All right. But apart from profit, the others, what can you talk about? It's not only, you shouldn't limit yourself to the profit alone, all right? Yes, Cindy.
Okay, so the total expenses for Department Z is lesser than the expenses for X and Y.
Yeah, okay. So the company that is actually doing well spends less. That's a good
Yeah.
observation. Yes. Any other person? But there are so many things you can talk about. Yes, any other
So
person?
I realized that the cost of sales of
Mhm.
Department Y exceeded the sales they actually made. That was how come they incurred a gross loss of 16,667.
All right. That's also fine. Yes, next person. There are top-notch observations you can also make. Something like, we started selling. This one made the highest sale. This one made half of the sale of this one. But at the end of the day, look at it. So there are a whole lot of observation you can actually do. All right. A whole lot. And that is what you learned in level 100 called critical thinking, the ability to think about something by just looking at it. So what you see means something. You should be able to analyze the thing behind it. All right. So one last question to end this whole thing of departmental. If you are the business owner or the company owner of this company, all right, what decision can you make about your company and its department? What will you do? What will you do? So the essence of the departmentalization is to assess the performance of each of the departments. So you've already said it. So to assess performance. So all that we were doing to assess the performance of the department. The next thing we are coming to do is to make informed decisions. Make informed decisions. So what decision can you make from what you see? What decision can you make? If you are the business owner and you have this performance, what decision can you make?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, please. From Department Y, you could see that they made a loss. So one decision I would make is that either I close Department Y down because of the loss or they are not doing well, or I increase more resource or better sales by advertisements and all of that, and reduce cost.
You are
Yes,
going
sir.
to spend more on the business that you say it is making a loss. Well, you can do that. Maybe you can turn it around, wouldn't it? Maybe more advertisements and anything can turn it around. Is that not it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Emmanuel, you also have something to say.
We can also expand Department Z because they are making huge profits.
Yeah, you want to put more resources into Department Z because that is where the money is coming from. Yeah, that's the cash cow. All right. Yes, any other person?
With Department Y, since they are making losses, we can also make a decision that we will provide more training for the department personnel to improve their performance.
You would also want to train them to improve their performance. So, but the first person suggesting included we should shut down the business. Richard, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for Department Z, because they made the most profit from selling 250 million as compared to departments, I feel like we should motivate them so that appreciate their work so that they'll continue to keep up the good work.
All right, that's very good. Jerome, what do you also think? Jerome.
Hello, sir. So I think maybe we can consider lowering the cost of sale for Department Y, because I think the sale is okay, but maybe it's because of the cost of sale. That's why the profit margin, the
But what
loss
can you do
margin is so
to
high.
reduce the cost of sales? What can you do
Maybe
to reduce
look
the
at
cost of sales?
transportation costs.
Okay.
Transport costs, or trying to lower production costs for some materials, looking for maybe cheaper suppliers, something along those lines.
All right, that's fine. So this is everything departmental. The last thing I will also say about departmental, which you already saw, is to allocate expenses, or let's say resources. You saw that we were apportioning, so this allocation, It can be, when we say allocation, it means attribute the thing directly to the department. It can also be, so this is direct attribution. All right. So if the thing is 10,000, you give it solely to one department. You don't share it. All right. It's to allocate. So direct attribution. But it also helped you to know today that you can apportion expenses, and the apportionment of expenses. The apportionment, you use the ratio. All right. So the ratio that you used is what we call basis for apportionment. Basis for apportionment. So just to educate you that you'll be giving certain kind of amount. So an amount in terms of the total. So, and you will be asked to spread it among departments. So that is something that you learn. And that thing is going to help you be able to deal with manufacturing account. You see, and so that I told you that the essence of departmental account is to help you to be able to deal with the other topics. So, for example, in manufacturing account, you know, we have the manufacturing department, which is the factory, and we also have the trading department. Now, if you take an expense like rent, there must be a basis for which you will be sharing the rent expense. And you see, we have so many bases of apportionment. Now, rent, you can use the floor space. The floor space. Now, you don't need to memorize these things because an examiner is meant to help you know your basis of apportionment at this level. This is not cost accounting, this is financial accounting. So you will be given the basis, and you should know that, oh, when I take rent, I should be able to use the floor space. In fact, the examiner can also say that factory is 40%, trading is 60%. So when I give you something, a total rent expense for 10,000, can you now tell me what will be for the factory and what will be for the trading? Can you tell me that? Is it
Yes.
possible for you to tell me? So how much will it be? How much would these ones be?
Factory is 4,000
Factory will be 4,000.
and trading is 6,000.
Trading is 6,000. So that is what the departmental account is to help you to know. All right. That is what it is to help you to know. The second thing departmental accounting will also help you to do in terms of the calculation is something we will see in manufacturing. It is called interdepartmental transfers. Interdepartmental transfers. So we will use interdepartmental transfers. So we will be using manufacturing account to understand these things a lot, because you see, a department X, Y, Z, the department X can transfer something that cost him 10,000 to department Y as 12,000, and department Y can also transfer it to Z as 14,000. So there can be interdepartmental transfers. All right. So, and the thing is that when Department X transfers something, it's like he's selling the thing to Department Y. All right. He's selling the thing to Department Y. When Department Y takes the thing from Department X, it means that it is buying from Department X. So in the same company, to one, it is sales, to another, it is purchases. So to one, it is an income. To the other one, it is an expense. So when you combine the company, it may even net off. Yes, Abel.
So say
Yes, Abel, I'm listening.
In the same company, why will one department transfer a good at a cost that is different from what a particular department produce to another one at a different cost?
All right. So let's say this department is a sewing department, and this department is marketing department. And let's say this is let's call this one let's for the sake of analysis, let's call this one distribution to the public, which can also be termed as marketing anyway, but just for the sake of analysis. Or let's call this one sewing, let's call this one packaging. And let's call this one marketing. Now, the thing is that Abel, when
Yes,
he's doing the sewing, it cost him 10,000. But nobody is in the loss making business. The department wants to be appraised well so that we can say that that department is making a profit. All right. I mean, in every business, when you make profit, you're able to get bonus. So the department wants to show the general managers of the entire company that they are doing something profitable. That is why, even though they have the cost of the thing to be 10,000 after everything, when they are transferring to their sister department, they add, like, let's say 2,000 CDs to it to make it what? 12,000. So that we can know that that department is also performing well in terms of contributing to profit. Is that okay?
yes, please.
All right. So that is the reason why they do that. But the point is that, watch this. Once he does that, he will make a profit of 2,000, won't he?
He will.
Yeah. Now, this is a gain, it's a profit. But to this guy, he has bought something 12,000. So it is a cost to him. So that is it. It is a cost. So like there is an extra cost of 2,000. Now, if you take these two alone, all right, you realize that this is making a profit. This is like having an increase in cost. When you combine it, cost and profit will be zero. So the idea here is that you cannot sell something to or within yourself and still make profit in total. That is the point. In the total, as the entire business, there will be no profit. Because when this one to transfer to this one at 14, something he bought here, he will also be getting profit of 2,000, and this one will be incurring an extra cost of 4,000. So that is how it will be. So this gain and this gain minus this cost will make the thing zero. So the understanding you should get here is that, yes, in the individual department, you can make profit or loss, but in the group or in the total, nobody will gain anything. Nobody will gain anything. So there is these profits that you see, they have a terminology. The profit that you see here, it is called unrealized profit. That is the name, unrealized profit. Unrealized profit. All right. The transfer from one entity to another is called transfer pricing. But the profit on top of it is unrealized, because at the end of the day, everything is zero. If you can make the profit realized, then it means you must be selling to somebody who is not within the department, any of the department or the entire company. It must be to an outside person. So that is the essence of departmental account. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all you have to know under departmental account. All right. So we have a question in front of us for us to prepare the departmental income statement for Sikadanka for the year ended 31st March 2021. So you prepare the income statement. So the name of the company is Sika. It's actually Sikadanka, like tree. But this is what, so we are preparing the income statement for, so you use the requirement for the year ending 31st March 2021. So do it nicely and set it up. So you have department A, what is called department A. So you say department A, department B, and you put your total. So if the departments are three, do same, all right? So you put in your CD sign, your Ghana CD sign, your CD sign here, your CD sign. Then the total is just 1. All right. So you know how we prepare income statement, don't you? Hope you've not forgotten. So what you start with is that you start with your sales, okay? And the sales department A is what? Quickly.
60,000.
60,000. Then B is 40,000. So the total will be what?
100,000.
100,000. All right. You know what we do less, right? Less what? Cost of sales. How do we start cost of sales?
Opening
inventory.
So you start with your opening stock. How much is opening stock?
1,000.
How much is it?
Department.
Department.
1,000.
Department A is what? 1,000. Department B, 800. All right. So if you decide to make the total two lines, you write it like that. Okay. But do for the cost of sales for the total. That's the best. All right. Do for the cost of sale for the total. That's the best. But you can decide to also say opening stock. Then you can create a line here and put 1,008, like for the total. It should be under the total. So let me create this one. All right. So we have it like something like this. So you can decide to create it one, do everything and bring the sum of the cost of sales and subtract. That's accepted. Can also decide to do it one by one, like this, the way. So that means that you have to put 2 CD signs here for the total, so that this one can be here. Like I said, you can decide to also ignore and finish your cost of sales so that you can only take out the cost of sales from the total. All right. So after cost of sales, what do you do? Opening stock. Sorry, what do you do? After opening stock, what do you do? Hello. After opening stock, what is next?
Add purchases.
Purchases. How much is the purchases? As you can see, it's what? 47.
47,200.
And this one is what? 30.
You add purchase.
32,800. All right. So you can add the two. Somebody should do the addition so that we can have them. Somebody should, so as some are adding vertical, some should be adding horizontal. All right, so this one will give us what? I think 48,
48,200.
and this is
36,600.
33,000. So the total here, who has it?
That's 80,000.
All right, so what will be the total here? It's what?
81,800.
81,800.
800. Do you have, normally when you have carriages, you should be adding, right? And when you
Yes.
have return out to us, you should be subtracting, and these ones, we don't have them in like that. So what do we have? We less closing stock. What is the name of this one? This figure here, what is the name?
Cost of goods available for sale.
Good. So cost of goods available for sale. All right. So closing stock.
Department A, 1,200.
Check your footnote for closing stock all the time. Department A, 1,200. B, 600. So it means it's like 1,800, right?
1,800.
All right. So once you less closing stock, what is your cost of sales? So this is 47,000, eh?
Yeah.
All right. So making
33,000.
our gross profit what? 13. Next. Here will be what? 33,000. Making gross profit what? This 7,000.
Yeah.
The last one. So the total is what?
80,000.
80,000. Making our gross profit. So as for these ones, they are not a problem, but let's less the expenses. We are told that the expenses, we should learn how to allocate and apportion. So this is how we do the expenses. You go straight putting in the totals, then you apportion them. So for example, expenses, you have salaries. Those ones are allocated. Can you see that? It is not shared, it is what? Allocated. So they say that department department A is what? How much is allocated to it? 4,000. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
We call this one allocation. It is directly attributed to the department. Then this one, department B, is what? 3,000. Have you seen that? Yes. Ajate. Yes. What do you have to say? Mhm.
I wanted to ask that in the question there was wages, just wages. So how will you put that one for department A?
You said there was what?
Wages.
Here, wages for shoe packers. So it says that Sikadanka owns a shop that has two departments, shoe and footwear. Shoes and footwear is department A, and perfume and cosmetics is department B. All right. Have you seen that? So it
Yes.
means that, and something so it says that wages for shoe packers. So that tells you that, then it means that these are cost of selling it. So that wages is directly for shoe and footwear. So you can choose to add that one as a direct cost. Have you seen that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do that. But honestly, so in manufacturing, that is where it makes more sense. But this is a trading. So it should tell you that wages expense is allocated to only one department. You cannot share it. Have you seen that?
Yes, please.
But because this is not cost of production, you bringing it inside here is like these are stock affairs. Have you seen everything we are doing here is stock? Opening stock, purchases of stock. Have you seen that? Closing stock. So It's a direct cost. Normally, we make it of manufacturing, we treat it as a direct cost inside the cost structure. But here, what you are going to do is that you attribute only to that department. Do you understand?
Yes, please.
So you do wages. So it is for the shoe packers. It is attributed. And shoe packers are in which department?
Department.
Department what? Shoe packers. Which
Department.
department? Department A. So it will be solely attributed to Department A. So it will be part of
Yes.
the things we call allocation. So that one is what? 600. So there wouldn't be anything here. The total here is 600. This one, the total is what? 7,000. So you see that sometimes people find it, but this is trading. This is things of stock or stock. So it means that that particular expenses is, that's why I told you that there is attribution and there is what? Apportionment. So you will attribute that one to just that department. All right. So that is the meaning. I hope it makes sense to you because it is
So
not
can
a common expense. Yes, please.
you please retake that part? I didn't get it clear.
It is this thing just means that wages for shoe packers attributed to those who are working in the shoe department. That's all. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So it means you won't share it. You won't share it is not a common expense. It is not in both departments. All right. But the reason why she's asking is that sometimes you see it around somewhere here, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good. That is it. But as you can see, this is cost to selling. All right. Cost to selling. And it will make more sense when you are doing it in manufacturing, because that one you add it to direct cost. But here, that thing of when wages is standing on its own, it is a direct expense. But here we are not manufacturing, it's a trading. All right, it's a trading. So it will make more sense when we are doing it in a manufacturing for you to add it to your cost structure. So somebody will also say, okay, so say this is cost of sales. It's cost you incur when you are selling the thing. All right. But they made it of the shoe packing people who are in the production. So if you bring in this figure here, will still not affect your down profit. What it will affect is your gross profit, but we are doing this thing for a trading. So you have to put the trading mentality in your mind. It will make more sense when you are doing it in manufacturing. But in trading, there's nothing like wages. We are not separating between direct cost and indirect cost here in trading, but in manufacturing we will do. Is that okay?
Thank you.
All right. Yes, any more question? Ajete, your hand is still up.
Please, sorry, I'm lowering it.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. Then we have the next expenses. Those ones are really the common ones. Rates. So you put the total straight ahead, which is 420. Then you get the apportionment. What is the apportionment? The question gave you. Say all common expenses incurred by department A and B are to be apportioned respectively in a ratio of what? 4:1. So I hope you can start doing the apportion. We have insurance and of building. Now, this insurance of building, if the question has said insurance of, and those ones are more understood in manufacturing. So you tell you insurance of factory building, that one will be overhead straight. All right. So insurance of building is what? 200. So do the apportionment. They are all supposed to be done using the 4:1. So I'm waiting on you for the apportionment.
So for department A, insurance will be
Insurance will be what?
160.
160.
Yes.
Okay. Then that means this one will
And
be 40.
40.
All right. So next,
lighting and heating for
Mm-hmm.
Department A, 384.
384.
Yes, and
Then this
Department
side,
B is
what? 126,
96, 90,
26. It says what?
90, 96.
96.
Yes, please.
Yes, the next one.
Repairs. Department A is 80 and Department B is 20. Rate. Department A is 336 and Department B is 84.
Is what?
84.
84. Okay, so that's it. You can total the depart. You can total it and get us the values so that we can know our net profit. So when you finish totaling, let us know.
So for Department A, the total is 5,516.
516, like this.
So 60.
60. All right,
Yes,
some
please.
people should be confirming the figures. All right, so get us the profit. Yes, Stephanie, what are you punching? Rosemary, which one are you calculating?
Department B is 540.
You said it's 540. Did you consider this? Are you guys considering the 7? Is it part of the analysis you are giving me? Because you can't say 7 for there's 3,000 here.
Hey, I made it 300.
Department B is
3,240.
Which one? Which department?
B
3,000.
240.
240. Yeah.
240. So what will be the profit? So we'll be doing the profit alongside. Somebody should also total. So you realize that the essence of doing the departmental accounting is the ability to know that you are attributing or allocating, and also the ability to share the expense. And that is something you will need in manufacturing. All right. That is something you need in manufacturing. Okay, so let's complete this.
The
So
profit
the
for
profit is
Department A,
Mm-hmm.
7,440.
440.
7,440.
All right.
Then Department B is 3,760.
So can we get the total and the profit for the total side?
The total expenses is 8,800.
So what do we have?
11,000.
11,200.
All right. So this is as easy as departmental accounting is. So the thing is that you should be able to know that some of the expenses are allocated. Others are supposed to be apportioned. So you should know that is the essence. And such is what we will need when we are doing manufacturing accounting. Any question on this departmental acting? Any question? Any question?
Sir,
Yes, please. I'm listening, please.
With the allocation,
Mm-hmm.
they said wages for shoe packers. Why did we allocated it not the department B but rather the department A?
These are the people. This is Department A. Have you seen it? Can you?
Okay.
They do in shoes and footwear. Are you saying perfume and cosmetics should be shoe packers?
Okay. I'm not seeing it on my screen clearly. That's why I'm asking.
Ah. So have you seen the reason why? So it's part of the exam
Yeah.
trick. These are the little trick you can face. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Thank you.
apart from that, there is nothing in departmental account. All right. So that is it.